We built this city on oyster shells. In 1776, oysters were a major food staple for all Philadelphians. We ate millions of them. The streets were literally paved with oyster shells. We're here at Carpenter's Hall, where they're shucking oysters for a big event.
It was definitely not a sort of highbrow rarity delicacy the way we often think of oysters today. Everyone was eating oysters, right? All the time. There were so many of them.
So Michael Norris is the executive director of Carpenter's Hall, where we are right now, and this place has a history with oysters.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for any place in Old City not to have a history with oysters, but because they were so ubiquitous. I mean, there would have been vendors on the street selling them to passersby.
If you're curious what selling oysters on the street would look like, the Historical Society of Pennsylvania has this illustration. It's a little later, 1812, 1813, but this is a Philadelphia sidewalk vendor selling oysters out of a cart. They also have Martha Washington's cookbook, handwritten by her mother-in-law, her first mother-in-law, with a tip on how to stew oysters. The trick is to boil them twice. You boil them once, they plump up really nice. You douse them with cold water, and then you boil them again, and then you serve them garnished with ginger. So I'm having oysters here with Professor Stephen Neppa of Penn State Abington. Oysters were a really big part of Philadelphia life.
Huge.
Can you give me the scale of what the importance oysters held?
When we think about Philadelphia as being, well through the Revolutionary period, the largest, most important city in North America, in trade, population, government, commerce, oysters go right along with it. Ah, look at this.
Fantastic. Thank you.
When we think about revolutionary sentiment, especially here in Philadelphia, we think about the Continental Congress meetings. We think about the workings going on behind closed doors in Independence Hall. But the reality is that revolutionary sentiment has to make sense to people who are not privy to those meetings, in the taverns and the coffee houses and the chatter on the streets. Possibly what we would today call water cooler politics, but in this case, it could be politics and issues discussed around oyster stalls. That's very possible.